The Grand Rising family, Grand Rising. Your welding coach, Joe L. Brown Jr., aka Black Phoenix, checking in. And this Rising fam, I just wanted to go to you live and talk about hustle and legacy. I'm sitting right now at my home, my mother's house that I've been restoring in McGee, Arkansas. So I'm in McGee, Arkansas, or some say McGee. Some say McGee, but I'm gonna say McGee. We like to say McGee or MacTown. We like to say MacTown too. So salute to all my people in the city, my people in the area in Desha County. You know what I mean? Growing up, my grandfather Tyree Oaks used to have me spell the city and the county. Like that was two things he wanted me to know where I was from, and he wanted me to know the zip code. I remember there's a couple things he used to come to me and I always asked me about and try to keep me sharp on. But loving where you from or where you got your start from. And right now I'm at, this is where it started at for me right here. I was born in Little Rock, but I was raised in Denver and McGee, Arkansas, and Arkansas City and Reed. I can claim a few different places, but McGee is my city. You know what I mean? And my mom, when she passed, she was able to purchase this home before she passed. She used to be a CNA, so shout out to all the sisters out there and brothers out there working hard in that field, in the CNA field. Because that's a hard field, fam. It's hard on your body, long hours, all the above. And my mom did that for a while, and her dream was to become an LPN at the time. But she hurt her back in the process of doing that, picking up people. So be careful when you pick up people, wear your safety PPE, those who are in that line of work, you know what I mean? Because it's easy to injure yourself and then you become disabled, and then, depends on where you at, it's hard to stay afloat. So always wear your PPE, fam. But I'm down here now. Like I say, I've been regrouping. Come back to the city to visit and do some upkeep, some cleaning, some things like that, keep the house going. And over the last week, I would say, I have had an interesting last few weeks, actually. I'm going to say 2 weeks, over the last 2 weeks. But the last week, I've been doing a lot of traveling. And ironically, I've been having to shift what I'm doing. So I have built a platform where I can educate and I can teach people how to weld. I have videos of me showing how to do it, and I stand behind it. I'm an ambassador of it. But I don't want to personally teach all the time. You know what I mean? I'm still going to do it, but I'm not going to do it all the time. You know what I mean? I'm shifting over into the coaching side of my channel. It's Your Welding Coach, and I want to make sure that it's personal to whoever I'm helping, the individual that I'm addressing the need for. I try to make sure it's personal because we need someone to uplift us and encourage us. And in my personal opinion, I believe if I'm helping someone from ground zero, fam, from ground zero, you don't know nothing, you ain't got nothing, you in a rural environment, you in an area where you need to know something. Welding is the quickest way for me to get you to financial stability, the quickest way for me to get you a job, the quickest way for me to start you a skill set where you can actually start making money with a small ROI. That means a small return on your investment. You don't have to spend a whole lot to get into the field, depending on what you want to do. It's something you can learn on the job, but if you have a good coach, 1, 2, 6 weeks or better, you can really get it. Now, if you're going to learn something extensive like pipe welding, you need 15 to 16 extensive weeks. 8 hours a day, fam. Own it. Monday through Friday. I mean, it is what it is because, see, with welding, it's more muscle memory. It's more how you work out. And a lot of people don't understand that they get afraid of it because of the fire and things like that. You have a greater chance of hurting yourself driving to your regular job than getting damaged. You know, as long as you wearing your PPE and you listen to the instructions, fam. I've been doing it right now for over 21 years, and I'm so thankful to the Creator that I have all my limbs. I have everything, fam, and I have seen people lose them. I've seen people mess themselves up. I've been wearing glasses since I was little, and my eyes haven't got any worse. So I think I'm farsighted or nearsighted. I can't see far off. I can see good close up, but far off things will get blurry for me. So, I've been wearing glasses for a while, so it hasn't affected my sight. Some people say, man, is the welding going to affect your sight? No, it ain't going to affect your sight. As long as you wear your PPE and don't try to look at it with your eyes. Don't be no idiot. Don't do that. Don't be a kid. Kids do that. They don't know no better. We grown, though. We know better not to look at the sun. We know we're gonna get blinded for looking at the sun, and that's pretty much what you're doing when you're looking at that arc like that. So my goal is to teach a person a skill, and welding is the easiest, quickest skill I can teach you. I can teach someone to start making money. We're in Arkansas. Minimum wage is $11. $11, fam. Just went that. Like so. That's a hooray because it ain't been like that. You know what I mean? So it's still $11, which is still low. Um, But if you can help someone learn a skill within 2 week setting, 6 week setting, 16 week setting, no more than a 16 week setting, and they can go from that minimum wage to giving themselves at least a $5 raise, fam, that's a game changer. That's a game changer when people trying to feed their family. So a lot of people are knocking like, oh man, they just barely over here we making this, but these people ain't making nothing, fam. And you got to start somewhere, and you have to build your encourage up. If you're dealing with a people that has been beat down and they don't believe in themselves, and or their families has beat them down, and the self-esteem is small, they have to start somewhere, and welding is one of the quickest things you can get into. You can even bootleg it. You know what I'm saying? You can get into it though, fam. And if you had the money and have a garage, you can get started. You know what I mean? It's not a hard process, but you do need the right instructions, the right teacher, because I have witnessed and seen and heard people teach people things the wrong way, fam. Salute, salute. Thanks for checking in this rising. People will teach things the wrong way because this is how they was taught, but it's not helping the process. It's not helping them. You know what I mean? So my whole goal is to teach you a process that can help you. I'm a structural welding instructor, so I specialize in structural welding, structural pipe, meaning 60-10, 70-18. I have done some root with 60-10. I mean with TIG, and then 70-18 all the way out. I did some of them, but I'm a structural pipe welder, and I do bridges, 1 inch coupon or better, flux core, stick welding. That's what I do. And I can show you how, not only how to get into that, I can show you how to scale those skills. That way you ain't just in the box and just barely making it. Once you get a skill, fam, you can travel and go anywhere, and you can make it. You might do bad for a little bit to get on your feet, fam, but hey, you know, always convert back to the days when I was in prison. I was really doing bad then. So if I got to sleep in my car a night or two because I moved to a new city and got a job or got this contract and I'm trying to do this or that, it is what it is, fam. You got to do what you got to do. And I want to give people options because we need more options. We need more ideas. We need more ideas. So I have to create a new ideal, a new way of thinking about welding than other than what you're used to hearing of people talk about on these schools and podcasts. You know what I mean? This is something that you could actually hustle. You can turn into a skill that pays your bills. You can turn it into a business, and you can turn it into a system. Like there's so much you can do, from books, from literature, from teaching, from schools, from products, from services. Like, family, the list can go on, but we have to get started somewhere. And that's why I named the channel Your Welding Coach, because I got to teach you personally, whoever is getting this information, and I'm using welding, and I'm gonna coach you through the process. But we're not just gonna stop at welding. That's why I'm a coach, fam, because I have got many experiences. If you look at me and just look at me as just a welder, you're kind of missing the value of who I am and the things I went through. So for those who haven't been aware of me, I want you to check out my old channel on YouTube. It's called Hog on Welding. And on that channel, fam, is when I started. It's when an OG came to me and said, hey man, you need to start talking, you need to start speaking, sharing your journey, because your story is amazing and nobody is going to know about it. And so he kind of struck my, idea. And at first it was a little rough because I didn't know how to get in front of the camera, fam. I didn't know how to do nothing, period. But I built up enough courage to make a video. And my first video, I believe, was in 2016 on that Hog On Welding channel. Now, since then, I reinvented myself with this channel. This channel will be 3 years old this year. And you'll see that I got over 60,000 subscribers on this channel and probably around 7,000 to 8,000 on the other. I didn't know what I was doing. I had people checking in, but my stuff was everywhere. What I was doing was everywhere. I had music playing. I didn't know. You know what I mean? And so when you're learning something like YouTube and you learn a new process, you have to figure out how to scale it. And fam, I really wanted to get involved. I really seen people making money on YouTube. I seen people using it as a legit platform to scale their businesses. And I wanted to figure out how to do it without being cliche or being a scam. Or I want to be all. I've been scammed. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, I was looking for someone like me, another black brother that had did something with it other than work for someone. Like, okay, I see you can get all these jobs, but how have you scaled into a business? How can you break it down into layman terms so we can understand it? The people from the streets, you know what I'm saying? The people that didn't go to college, you know what I mean? We need to understand this too. Hey, how can we eat, fam? We willing to do it. I'm willing to work, fam. I grew up in the cotton fields. I'm in McGee right now. And I was talking to my cousin how we used to go out to the cotton fields to get our school clothes, fam. We was proud to go. Couldn't wait. A lot of my homeboys, everybody from McGee check in. Hey, a lot of my homeboys was on the back of that truck with Miss Esme. We was out there chopping cotton. And we didn't know what we were doing. At first, we were chopping the cotton. The old folks like, hey, what y'all doing? Y'all gonna get us fired. Because we were chopping the cotton down. You just supposed to hit the grass. But we didn't know, fam. They didn't tell us correctly. They just threw us out there. So don't judge your kids. Don't judge people when you don't give them the proper instructions. And see, that's the thing. You want people to perform at a high level, but you're not giving them the correct information. You got these people training to do something, and when they hit the floor, they're not even familiar with the process. They looking at each other like, man, we've been in this thing 2 weeks. They ain't never show us this. What's the purpose? What's the purpose, fam? You know what I mean? It's a lot of time wasted, and I think that companies are starting to realize that. That's why I say I'm not trying to rebuild this broken pipeline. Man, this thing is broken, fam. The system is broken. We know it. That's why we got to build a new thing. We got to do a new thing. We got to implement new programs. We got to dig new pipelines. We got to put new systems in place so that way our kids and their kids and their kids can have something better. But trying to fix these broken things, fam, it's better to tear it down and bring up something new. Some of these houses are worth saving. Some of the bones of the body is strong and just need to be fixed up and some love. But some things, fam, just need to be towed down and started over again. You know what I mean? And so I believe that with my approach with the FWP program, with the Fab Welding program, is that I want to go to the employers that need the metal fabricators, the construction workers, iron welders, and train them for them. Get their WPS, get their SOP, and have people ready to go. And then most companies still have a person overshadow someone for a week or two just to get good familiar. But I want to show them exactly how to do the process that this company is doing, because in that case, it's wasting time. I can teach them how to weld, fabricate, read the shop drawings, lay it out, clean it up, grind it off, send it out, get another one. And then shout out to All Purpose Welding in East Point, Atlanta, Georgia. They do everything. They want to teach you not only how to do the MIG welding or the stick welding, but they gonna teach you how to finish and grind, how to do the little paint, because they do outdoor stuff, do the little paint. Like, you're gonna learn a full process, fam. A full process. And that's what Your Welding Coach is about, teaching you how to do that. And when you talk about hustle and legacy, fam, people always knock hustle as something wrong, but you got to have that hustle in you. You got to have that drive, that go-getter. You got to literally, I heard a guy say, shout out to Busta Rhymes, he said you literally have to be a little delusional in the head when you have a vision. And you have to stand on that vision, fam, and say, hey, I don't know how this gonna go out, how this gonna go, but we finna make this happen, fam. You got to be able to be there. And you have to be realistic with your vision too. Don't be looking at all the information that's telling you this is not going to work, and you like, I'm gonna make it work. Don't be a fool, fam. Don't be a fool. I'm gonna raise my hand because I done it. I've tried something, and I had to realize, fam, I don't care how hard I run my head up against this wall. That wall's still right there, fam. It ain't gonna move, so I got to figure something else. I'm about to go around the wall, go over the wall, or figure out a way to chisel through this thing. But running to it is not gonna work. Yelling, screaming, crying is not gonna work. You know what I mean? We have to do something, so we have to change. So we want to be realistic with the standpoint. So after I teach a person how to weld, fam, you know what I mean, how to do it, how to get it, they start making money. You getting some money now. You buying clothes. You got you a new vehicle or something. Just purchase you a new crib, and now you're like, man, I want to do something else. And to be a journeyman, fam, you got to put time in. You want 3 to 4 years to be a journeyman in it. And after you start getting some money in it, fam, then even then, unless you are older person, you got an entrepreneur spirit, you 35 or 30 or better, and you want to do a business, we can dive straight into it. That's why I teach entrepreneurship. But you got to get some money first. You got to have some money first, because if you don't have none, this process isn't going to work, fam. This process isn't going to work. So I want to make sure that the person has everything they need to grow, and that's why I teach them how get you some money in, and then we start implementing these, how to do a business, how to start your business. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a threefold process: skills, business, system. That's how we're gonna say it. And once you get the business side and you understand the business, because you're gonna have to wear them hats, fam. Don't think that you're gonna walk in and just say you run the business and then the business fall apart, because you realize that it's your vision and you believe in it. You want them to believe in it, but they ain't believing in it like you believe in it, and your business go down because you're not giving them the same. You got to implement that same idea, that same spirit that you have in your company. And these are things that I teach too. These are things I had to learn the hard way, fam. You see what I'm saying? And when I talk about them, people look at me like I only wear one hat, but fam, I've wore many. But I had to dumb myself down to listen, to learn. I had to play stupid to get the information. Because try to talk over your head if you're in the room. But if you know better and just listen, get the game. I heard Nipsey Hussle say, if I hear some good stuff in the room, I'm stealing it. Oh, keeping that one. And I do, fam. When I hear good information, I hold on to it, because information changes our situation. Now, once you get the business and you get to operating that, then you're going to realize a few things with business. It takes you to be involved. You have to make sure that the business is being operated correctly. You know, you might run through employees. You might run through people that say they just need a job, and they are not attracted to the vision of the company. And then, I had to step into another stage, what I call creating systems, where it doesn't need people. It just needs you. You can pay people to do a job, and once you pay them, you own the product. You create the system to put this product on a digital shelf where someone can order it, pay for it, and do this stuff online. And now you got something, fam. The game has been changed. You see what I'm saying? To be able to go to sleep and wake up with some money, fam, like that's a good goal. And to feel that first sale, fam, it feel good, fam. If you get that first sale, I don't care if it's $47, if it's $20, if it's $19.99, if it's $5.99, whatever your digital product is, or your service is online, if it's t-shirts, whatever, transferring your business from you hustling to someone being able to click buy and go is going to change the way you grow, fam. It's going to change what you want to do. So if you want to do something with your life, like help people, you got to make money, fam, because you're going to be throwing your passion. And let me say this. Let me stop real quick. Let me back up and say this. This is just a jewel that I learned. You don't want to start a business built on your passion. It's almost like building a house up on sand. You know what they say? If you build a house up on sand, what do it do? It sink, fam. You got to build a house up on a rock, something solid, something that you know gonna keep it up. So all I'm saying, when you start a business, you want to make sure your business can make a profit. If your business can't make a sale, you ain't got a business. I don't care how much you want to wear shirts and t-shirts and hashtags and posters and all that. That don't mean nothing. If you ain't making no money, you don't have a business, fam. Let's just be humble. This is the truth. You got to be able to sell. So if you ain't got no leads, You ain't generating no leads, fam. That's the first thing you want to do. Generate some leads. See if people want your idea first before you start going all the way out. Test the waters that way. That's the cheapest way before you go all the way out. Test the idea before you break the bank. And a lot of times when we have passion, our passion will blind us, fam, because we don't know. You know, we'll live off emotions and not reason. And we have to literally do homework. Homework and reason got to go together, fam. Because you can have good reason, but if you ain't got the proper information, you're gonna make a faulty choice because you didn't know all of these options was available for you. You see what I'm saying? So I want to show you how to create a system, how to make money in your sleep, fam. But I can't do that to someone that's not making no money and they not sleeping good at night. They got child support, they got kids, they got bills to pay. We can't even hold that conversation yet. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear that. Let me get some money. Let me get let me get something first. So I got to teach you basic, fam. So that's why I use the channel to give them the basic process of this, showing them how to get down into the mud of it, how to get the skill set, how to do it. And I lead by example. They seen me do it. They seen me travel. And they seen someone that looks like them with the gold teeth, fam. I did this with this. Now, after this year, I might snap. I'm thinking about snatching out, getting my all, getting some pearly whites, honestly. But I still been documented to keep all the videos that I've been teaching. I got my goal, I got my culture, and I'm still gonna keep this. I just probably gonna go back to white. I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm debating on it, but I'm thinking about it. But I wanted to be shown that I didn't change up. I just leveled up. You hear me? I didn't change who I was. My gold teeth represent this mud that I'm from right now. I'm in McGee, Arkansas. This is a plantation area, fam. You hear me? And my people, my great grandmother had mouthful of gold, fam, and it was to pay homage to the area. It was to pay homage to those who assisted us, our native people, because we're black and native, black and Cherokee, black and Native American, and we pay homage how we get out, fam. And we couldn't put our money in banks. We couldn't put our money in there, so we put our money in our mouth to fix ourselves up because we wasn't allowed to brush our teeth and take care of ourselves. Our teeth was rotten neighbors. We wasn't allowed to do nothing when you in slavery, fam. So what you gonna do? You gonna fix yourself up. You want something proud. So yeah, we put our money in our mouth and we put our money in our cars where where I'm from. And I understand why we do it. Even some youngsters don't really get it, but I get it. It's because that's what we had to do, fam. But I'm educating them now to say, hey, we ain't got to do that no more. We ain't got to have that mentality. We can actually get some banks. We can get these businesses now. We can do something. It's not the same, but down here though, when you in the bottom, fam, people still think it's the same. It's a big world out here. But down here, fam, it's small. You see what I'm saying? So I can't forget about the little people who haven't seen the world yet, who haven't went nowhere. Some people ain't went nowhere, fam. I ain't went out the country yet now. Hopefully I get to y'all wherever yet I get to come visit. London and Paris and Egypt and South Africa and West Africa and China and Germany. I want to visit it all, fam. You know what I mean? So South America, I want to see it all. But you have to start from somewhere, fam. So I want to help the person, fam, that's hungry. I don't want to help the person that I see that needs help because you know what I realized though? The person that you see that needs help don't want to help themselves, fam. Even in relationships, families, etc. And it's just some information I'm gonna give you, fam. It's just some mental information. People in your family, you see they hurting, but they want you to pick them up, heal the pain, managing them, give them joy, all this. They don't want to do nothing. You can only help those who are literally climbing out the hole. I'm trying to get out of here. Them the ones you can assist, fam. Point blank, period. Christ said it in the Bible. He said, wasn't it 10 people I just healed that had leprosy, but only one came back and paid homage? That's your odds right there. We're going to start that as a realistic balance. You're going to help a lot of people, and that's your percentages, fam. So if you help 100 people, 10 are going to come back and be loyal to you. You help 10,000 people, you get you 1,000 and mess with you. You get what I'm saying? That's how the numbers work, fam. So don't get caught up in the numbers because you're still helping them. They just ain't going to come back and pay homage. They just ain't going to tell you. Yeah, they probably tell you, yeah, man, this man, you back, yeah, man, so. But they ain't going to come and tell you, though. You see what I'm saying? It's okay. But those who do, though, those who have joined the channels and been supporting and been grabbing the ebook, man, I appreciate it, fam. I got 6 ebooks available right now. 6 ebooks available. Number 7 is about to drop. I got a print available now. So I have a digital product for people, not just to get your money, but can give you something for 47, for 19, for 27 that you can actually use to improve your life, fam. This is not a game. And the people that didn't get it and told me, hey, fam, this is what I was missing. See, we need ideas, fam, and I'm willing to give you the ideas, but I can't give it to you for free. I can't. Ain't nothing for free out here, fam. We go to the store and buy garbage bags to throw trash away for free. So you throwing money away. You go buy some bags to throw the money away. Ain't nothing for free out here. But if you pay attention, like right now, you paying attention, you got to do something for whatever you want. If you're watching, if you're listening, you're paying attention. You're doing something. You got to do something. Currency is doing things. Currency is loyalty. Currency is consistency. That's the new currency, fam. Is you being able to, as the old folks say, swear on your own word and change not, fam. You believe in what you're doing so much that no matter what's going on, you're going to stand on it, fam. You're going to stand on it. And that's what you got to do, fam. You know what I mean? And I'm doing it by example. And sometimes y'all see, man, I be by myself. And it is what it is because you go through them stages where you're building, but I'm building something, fam. Not knowing that I had built a foundation that's so strong that all I got to do is put the house up. You know, sometimes you get to building and going through stuff and you be like, man, why? You know, I'm trying to do it right. Why I got to go through it? And then finally you get that break and you get that, and you can see around that corner like, woo, that's why I had to go through that. So I can get here because I wouldn't have been able to deal with this if I wouldn't have went through all that. You see what I'm saying? So I want to be realistic, fam. I want to be a coach. I want to be a guide. I want to be someone that can give you some information to change your situation. And this is not no fluke. This is not no gimmick. This ain't no scheme. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally been doing it, and now I understand. You know, sometimes you have to wake up to who you are. And once you do, you can't put too much on people. I can't just see people when I see them and just expose my whole hand because they gonna even think I'm lying or I'm boasting, you know? So I have to give them enough to believe me, show them, give them some more, show them, give them a little more. You know, I got a brother that I've been knowing for a while now. He just said, man, I just learned a few new things about you, fam. He said, I really, really I've been respecting you, fam. But boy, I got to take my hat off to you now, fam. Oh my goodness. You on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? And it makes me feel good because this is one of my OGs, fam. Someone I look up to. You know what I mean? So if I can look up to him from a distance and he's older than me and I'm keep going, King, keep going. I'm saluting for him. And not knowing that he's doing the same thing for me, fam. You don't never know who in your corner, fam. It's people rooting for you. It's people rooting for you, fam. So don't give up. Don't get discouraged. It's going to get hard before it gets better. That's the reality of it. But you got to put the work in, fam. And this is what the channel about. Putting the work in. Hustle and legacy. You can't have a legacy without the hustle, fam. So I'm going to show you, my archive showed you the hustle. Now I'm going to show you some entrepreneurship. Now I'm pivoting in what I'm doing, you know. So there's a process to it. And you get to the point of your life where you have to pivot, fam. You know, I was trying to partner with companies with ideas. I was trying to create something within something that was already established. And I realized, fam, I have to do my own thing. And then they'll come and want to network with me. That's how it works, fam. Because sometimes a person is not going to let you know you're valuable to them, even though they're using all your ideas and your thoughts and everything that you give them, your energy. They're using all of it, but they won't allow you to grow. You know, and I witnessed that, fam, in my last company. You know, that one thing that really shook me in this new pivot where I said, man, I got to make a different pivot because I was trying to do something. I just realized it just wasn't going to work. That I literally watched a company, this last company I was working for, and I was contracting, you know, to them, but I was literally watching them use an idea that I created and I implemented and they was using it faithfully, and it made their process better. It made it faster for them. And then I trained a few guys that was there that was helping things work good for them. So all my ideas that I was coming to them with to get raises, to get percentages, was they was implementing them. It's working. I'm looking at it, but I ain't growing, fam. I can only make an hourly wage contractor. That just rubbed my spirit wrong. And then when you have people around you that was employees that knew that you wasn't moving like them. Like, I don't have to talk to you, and I didn't talk to some of them. You know, when I know that you got bad things in your mouth about me, fam, I'm not a fake person. I'm not gonna come and smile in your face and shake your hand. I'm gonna let you know that I know too, and it's okay. It's okay. As long as you keep it over there, I'm gonna stay over here, and we can be at peace in the same room under the same roof. I'm okay, fam, but I'm not gonna kiss nobody ass though. You know, and I got the feeling uncomfortable, fam. I got the feeling like everything that I was doing was starting getting criticized and and picked at, you know, um, like, oh, when they do it like this, I'm like, man, these people that I helped out, a few of them, that kind of, but that's how people change on you. People change on your family even though you help them, but the company itself, I know that was benefiting. The company didn't do me bad, you know, so I didn't get fired or nothing, you know what I mean? I let it go so I can move on because I seen I couldn't grow. I seen I couldn't move, and then I got a situation where I had to express myself, and it just let me know that a person will want you to, you know, it reminded me of this. It reminded me of a old joke that a guy said, and it really tripped me out. He said, man, so what you telling me is you want to rape me, and you don't want me to scream and holler or say nothing. I just got to bend over and take it and look at you like it's okay. Fam, I can't do that, fam. And I ain't gonna lie, that hurt my spirit because I really liked the company. You know what I mean? The company. It was just some people there that I couldn't vibe with. And once I started seeing that my ideas was being implemented and they making money on my ideas, they're using it in my face, and I can't get a percentage, I can't get nothing. Man, I was like, man, I'm done. I'm done. If I can do it for them and I can literally see it in motion and I can literally see them making money, why can't I do it for myself, man? I literally built the whole system. So sometimes, fam, we have to stop dumbing down our our intelligence. You know, our intellect. Like, just because you don't have a doctor's in front of your name, don't mean you are not an engineer. If you doing the engineer wasn't even doing. Oh my goodness. You hear me, fam? So don't dumb down what you know, fam. That's all I want to say. And I want to say that I share these things because I have to be realistic with you. I have to be real because we have to. These are the things, the jewels that people need to get started. And yeah, y'all, I'm in the country. Y'all hear him, don't you? Y'all hear he up and ready, so y'all get up. Salute, salute. I see some people checking in. I appreciate the love and support. Let me make sure I lock that in. I appreciate everybody for checking in with me. Thanks for checking in. Let me see. Oh man, I understand, fam. But there is certain ways to get in certain things though. But certain trades are hard to get in with felons. That's true. Welding isn't one. That's why I use it, fam. I did 10 years in prison. My mother introduced it to me because it said in the commercial that felons, second chance, veterans, people out of high school, this opportunity is for anybody that wants it, that want to learn. When I heard that and she heard that, game changer, fam. Game changer. Yeah, fam. The company, like I say, fam, you want to say it's not the company, but then again, you have to sit back and think it is the company. You know what I mean? Because they could have did something. They could have been blessed me because I wasn't trying to be on the floor anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, my ideas was bigger than that, but they wanted to keep me doing that. You see what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. But y'all watch what I do now. Watch what's coming soon. Nah, fam, what you said, fam. And I'm gonna tell you something, fam. Especially my brothers who coming out of prison, second chance. There's some doors that we're not going to be able to open as a felon, but it's okay, job wise. But there's so many doors you can open once you start a business. So once you learn the job and you get one that gets some money, it takes money to make money. Now especially us from the streets, we know this. You know what I'm saying? We know this. So don't think you finna get in the business and you ain't finna spend none because you got to. You know what I mean? And that's why I got these ebooks, fam. Like, to me personally, because I was looking for this person to get the information that I have available for $47, fam. It's a game changer. It's a game changer, fam. Like, I don't know where you can go and get this information from. Like, that can literally change your life. For 47, 27, and $19, 19.99. All available on Gumroad. And I'm gonna make sure I leave the link in the description. I'm gonna make sure, and also the links are available inside of this my descriptions on YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube links, you should see a collection, a bundle, the name of all the ebooks, fam. And surely there's something in there that can help you. But you have to make an investment. And sometimes making that first investment, fam, open up your doors, because if you're not starting business and you want someone to spend it with you, you know what I have learned? And I know you probably don't want to hear this, fam. And I didn't either when I was young, when I learned the concept. You got to spend yours first. So you want people to spend with you? You want people to network with you? You got to network with them first. Yeah, that's how it works, fam. That's how it works. You got to pay it forward first, fam. So, you spend money, you get consultation, you network with people the way you want them to network with you. And that's how the universe works, fam. But if you want to take, and not give, it's probably going to be a little rocky getting started. You're going to probably always hit some corners or something, or be, in a bind where you're always in a predicament. But realistically, fam, you always get it back when you give. And I know the old saying, people say it in the Bible, but fam, I have learned that to be a universal truth. If you give, you shall receive, fam. If you give from a pure place, fam, it's gonna come back to you. Hearing the people lives you didn't change, the information you give that's really helping someone, fam, it's gonna come back to you. I know I told a guy that the goal is to become immortal. In order for me to become immortal, I have to live through other people, and my name has to stay alive. I can be passed on to another universe, another atmosphere, but my name will still be ringing here because of the things I did and the people I helped, because of the information. You want to get to that high level, fam, you're going to have something of value. And when you started from nothing, fam, you got to build your value. Build your value. Build you being a stand-up person. Build you being a person that's stand on your word. You don't lie to people. Build you someone that's on time. If the meeting at 8, you there at 8:30 or maybe 7, just to regroup and get your mind right before you step in. Like, you can't show up late, fam. If the sun show up late, fam, everybody gonna be looking like, what's going on? God can't take no breaks off, and if you want to do you got to be a God in what you do. You got to be able to show up even when no one else is showing up. As the old folks say, you got to shine your light on the good and the bad. That's what the sun do. The sun ain't judging us. It's know what you're doing. But they say, hey, I still got some good people over here I got to shine on, even though next door it's a messed up household going on. But I still got to shine that light, fam. You see what I'm saying? You got to be that person. If you become that person, you're going to be successful. You're going to have people telling you, hey, fam, I want you to come up here and be a part of my team. I want you to move to my city and help me establish something. I want to help establish what you got going on in my city. That's what's going to happen to you, fam, when you're a stand-up person, when you are loyal at what you do. You get what I'm saying? So all I want to say, fam, to those who checking in, salute, salute. I appreciate the love and support. I appreciate the love, support. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate the love, fam. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. Um, Hold up, what's that? I appreciate that, fam. I'm glad you learned a lot from my channel. That's the goal, fam, is to stay positive and keep things going. And I want to lead by example, fam. So, my hustle and legacy ebook is coming soon. It's not out yet. I'm really working on it. I want to give you. It's not about me. Most people think, oh, I want to write an autobiography to tell my story, my struggle. Man, let's be real. People don't want to hear about what happened in your house, your depressions, your problems. Maybe later. You know what I'm saying? But if you have made it through something and you survived it, they want to hear that. Give me the jewels on how to get from A to Z. And then later I'll check out the story if you can give me something to value first. But be honest, people don't want to hear about the story, fam. So I'm trying to give people value. It's not about me bragging or boasting about the things I've done. I'm showing you how to use a system, create a system, and get some things going for yourself. That's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I can't do it by not putting in the work and not doing it myself. You see what I'm saying? I had to do it too. So all I'm saying, fam, is the proof is going to be in the pudding. I got some great things coming soon in Birmingham, Alabama. Want to give a shout out to Kashif Yamin. He has a new ebook available. Shout out to bro, man. I really respect bro. It's called From Prison to Plates. Y'all check that out. It's on Gumroad too. That's GUM Road, ROAD.com. Check that out. From Prison to Plates, fam. Brother is in Birmingham giving away food trucks, fam, building up the community, helping people get their stuff together. And this next one he's about to do a raffle. And it's really going to be a cool thing because it's going to help him be able to create more because he's putting his money in this. And see, when you have a vision, fam, the community love it when you give them stuff, but nobody want to invest, fam. We got to invest in the person that's helping us. We got to invest in that philanthropist that's really giving and helping and seeing change. So if he can put his money where his mouth is, surely you can purchase the ebook, purchase a ticket, and support the cause, fam. And it's only $47 to help support someone or win a food truck, to support the book, to support his movement, his legacy, learn what he has done, and he's gonna have more to come, more stuff to come, fam. And you cannot give a person their flowers while they're here. Your Chef restaurant in Birmingham, dude, deserve a celebration, fam. If you know his story, fam, and where he came from, what he did, how he survived, what he's doing right now with his team. See, it takes a team, fam. So don't get realistic. Don't get unrealistic and think that you're gonna do some big things and you ain't gonna have no team. No, it ain't gonna work like that, fam. You got to have a team, fam. You got to have a team. So get your team together, fam. Learn the skill first. Build the business. Create the system. That's how we gonna get some generational wealth. That's how we're going to change our situation. That's how we're going to move and groove 2025 on out. That's how we're going to do it, fam. So I appreciate everybody for checking in, fam. Like I said, I want y'all to check out that ebook. Those who want some gear, get you some Hog On Welding gear on Amazon Prime. Just put in Hog On Welding t-shirts, hoodies. Support the brand, fam. I appreciate it. Salute, salute. We appreciate the love and support. And like I say, I'm coming to Birmingham, Alabama soon. We're going to be doing some things there. And I just want y'all to stay in tune, fam, for the movement. But we are doing a pivot, fam. I'm pivoting, fam. I'm pivoting and doing something for myself. And I appreciate everybody that support. And I appreciate everybody that shared, everybody that hit that subscribe button, fam. I appreciate those who've been leaving comments and sharing. Like, I really, really do appreciate the love and support. And we're going to continue doing great things. But now we're about to pivot. So I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all stay in tune with me. Be blessed. I'm in my hometown, fam, so I'm going to get some rest so I can get back on the road and make some things happen, man. But y'all be blessed and continue to prosper. I'm out. Hold on.